Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. Okay you guys, so this video is so exciting. I had a client come in and she grew out her eyebrows for 7 weeks because she was inspired by my eyebrow transformations, and it was just so cool to witness, you guys. And I even asked her the same questions that I always get asked. And that question is, how did you manage to go out in public with your monobrow like that? And her response was, I honestly did not care. Like, I really just wanted to grow out my eyebrows. I was inspired by your transformations and I just wanted to get a beautiful shape created, and I just went ahead and grew them out. And I was like, honestly, good on you. Like, well done for having the confidence to go ahead and grow out your monobrow and not really care about what anyone thinks, which is so important, you guys. Live your life, do whatever you want. Who cares what people have to think or say? But shout out to you for growing out your eyebrows, and thank you for choosing me to transform your eyebrows. You guys are in for an incredible client brow transformation, so make sure you guys continue watching this video. Now, to get started, you want to go ahead and start mapping out the brows. Now, if you guys want a detailed video on how I map out my clients' brows, please like this video, or you can just comment down below and let me know, and I will be more than happy to share with you guys a detailed video on how I map out the brows. Now, what you want to do is you want to start threading the forehead area, and you want to stay away from the area where we have mapped out the brows. We'll come back to that, but you just want to go ahead and get rid of any unwanted hairs that we don't want. And then after we have done that, we are going to go ahead and start to thread more closer to the brow. Okay, once we have done that and cleaned the forehead area, you want to go in and very gently glide the string across the brow area where you have mapped out the brows, and you want to start threading. Now, you guys, please take your time when doing this. You don't want to remove so much hairs at once. Even though you know a certain amount of hairs need to be removed, that is when we will go in with tweezers and define the brows a little bit more to create that beautiful shape to the brows. But for now, just continue threading around the area where you have mapped out the brows, and this is going to start giving you an instant view of a very defined brow shape, as you can see. And then once we have done that, we're going to go in and detail it even more. But right now, you just want to start off by cleaning it, making it look neat. And then if the client's brows need to be thinned out a little bit more, you will either go in with tweezers or go back in with the thread and start the process of the advanced defining. Now we're going to go ahead and do this to both the brows before we move on to the next step. Okay, now we're going to move on to the bottom part of the brows. Now, you guys, you're basically going to be performing the same technique that you were using at the top of the brow. Now, you want to get your clients to hold the eyelid very firmly, you guys. This is so important because we have very loose skin on the eyelid, and if you don't get them to stretch out the eyelid properly, this will result in cutting your client's skin and you will irritate their skin. So important to make sure that they are stretching out their skin, you guys, before performing the threading procedure, because you will cut their skin. Now, what we're doing here is we're basically doing the exact same steps as we were doing above the brow. We're just going ahead and staying underneath that line that we have created when mapping out the brows, and we're just going to get rid of any of those unwanted hairs, you guys. Now, you guys, here is another important note to take down when threading the eyelid. Now, even though you have got your clients to stretch out the eyelid, when threading the brows, you don't want to firmly press against the skin and then thread. By doing that, you're going to still cut the skin, because the skin around the eyelid area is quite thin. It will result in cutting the skin a little bit. So when you do thread the eyelid, just have a very light hand when doing it. The hairs will get caught onto the string and you will still get the same results, even better if anything. Just make sure you guys aren't firmly pressing against the skin too hard when threading the eyelid. Okay, once we have finished the right side of the brow, we're going to go ahead and start with the left side, and we're going to do the exact same procedure that we did onto the other brow. Okay, once we have done that, we're going to grab one of our eyebrow brushes and we're going to start brushing the eyebrows in the direction the eyebrow hairs grow. Very important, you guys. Make sure you're brushing the eyebrow hairs in the direction it grows, and this is going to help us determine what hairs to trim. And then once we have done that, you can see that the hairs that I have brushed showing me which hairs need to be trimmed. So I'm going to go ahead and start trimming the brows and not going too far in, you guys. Stay a little bit high. Like, you don't want to trim too much at a time. So I'm going to go in and start trimming a very, very small amount at a time. And then if I do need to go in and trim a little bit more, I will go ahead and do that. Okay, once we have trimmed the brows, we're going to go in with our tweezers and we're going to start removing any of the unwanted hairs from underneath the brows before we move on to the next step. Now I am grabbing my eyebrow brush and I'm just going ahead and brushing the eyebrow hairs in the direction it grows. And I'm just going to go back in and give the eyebrows another light trim. And this is where the advanced defining process starts. We're going to go ahead and go back and forth with tweezing and trimming till we start creating this beautiful symmetrical brow shape that's going to complement your client's face. Now, once we have done some light trimming, you're going to notice that there is another load of unwanted hairs that will start showing up. Now, you want to grab your thread and you want to start threading the brows again and just start removing any of those unwanted hairs. Again, this is going to start giving you that really beautiful defined brow once it's completed. Now, a little trick, you guys, when going in with tweezers and you're going ahead and defining the brows, make sure you guys take a step back and see what you have done. Because when you're looking too close to the brows, sometimes the brow shape looks different from when you're looking at it from a far distance. So always just look up, have a quick look at the brows, see what you've done, analyze it a little bit, then go back in and start removing any of the hairs you think isn't needed to be there. Okay, now we're going to move on to the monobrow. Now, what you want your clients to do, you basically want them to frown upwards and stretch out the middle part. Now, when threading the monobrow, you want to take your time when doing this, you guys, because in my opinion, the monobrow is probably the most important part when it comes to defining. So make sure you guys are taking your time when threading the monobrow. When going in with the tweezers for the middle part of the brow, you want to glide your tweezers from the side of the nose and going upwards, and you want to stay tweezing going back down. And this is going to make both brows from the middle part just stand out nice and neat, very clean, super defined. So when you do go in and tweeze, make sure you're taking your time and make sure you're removing hairs that only need to be removed. You guys, if you're removing too much hair from the middle part and the corners, you're going to ruin the shape. So make sure you glide your tweezers up and then tweeze down, as you guys can see that I'm doing, and stay in that direction. Don't go further out or don't go further in. Stay in that line to give your brows that beautiful defined middle part when the brows are completed. Okay, once we have done all of that, I'm just going in with my eyebrow brush and just removing any of the hairs that are stuck to the skin. This is a good trick to also use, you guys, when doing your client's brows. Use the brush to just pick up any of the hairs because sometimes it can be quite stubborn. Now, I am pretty happy with the brow shape that I have created. They turned out incredible, you guys. Her brows were so full and bushy and thick at the very start, and I have created this beautiful shape that complements her face so well, makes her eyes stand out beautifully. And thank you to this client for coming to me, and thank you for growing out your eyebrows. Well done. I encourage so many people to grow out their eyebrows. Not only will you guys achieve a beautiful thick shape, but you are also allowing your hair follicles to just restore itself. Now I'm just going to go in with some concealer to just curve out the eyebrows a little bit to complete the entire look, and this is just going to make your client leave with the brows looking super defined. And they love this process, you guys. Like I'm telling you, every single one of my clients love the concealer afterwards. And when doing this, you just want to use a very small amount. If you guys want a detailed video on how I create a natural curved out brow, please let me know and I will create a detailed video for you guys. But I'm just going to go ahead now and do this to both of the brows, and we're basically done. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to every single one of you guys that have subscribed to my channel as well. Thank you to everyone that has personally emailed me and just inspired me to continue doing what I do. I receive so many beautiful messages, and to know that there are people out there that go out of their way to write up such an amazing message is honestly incredible. And I thank you guys so much and sending so much love your way, you guys. I spent about an hour and a half on this client to ensure that she left happy. She had tears in her eyes when she left, and she was so happy with a huge smile, and she was over the moon. So again, thank you for coming to see me. Make sure you guys subscribe for more upcoming videos. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please comment down any videos you guys want me to make, and I will create videos for you guys. But thank you guys once again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this brow transformation. I hope everyone has a good morning, afternoon, and night time. That's basically it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and till the next brow transformation.